We are the masters of the 1-1 draw. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 16 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode we have one of our biggest games of the season. We are away against second place Barnet, followed by a second away game of the episode, this time against Wrexham. As I stated in the intro, we are the masters of the 1-1 draw. So in the last episode we had 3-0 against Fylde at the start of the season. We passed over the 0-0 draw against Altrincham, and then we had the 1-1 draw against Sutton. Since then we've had 3 more 1-1 draws, with only the one win in the middle away against Kings Lynn. Now, I have been trying a couple of different formations and a couple of different tactical styles. Some of these have been forced changes, which I'll be going over in a minute. However, the promising thing is we're not conceding too many goals, but I think one of the reasons we haven't been scoring many goals is both Colehurst and Fagan have been out injured during this period as well. So we have had McKinnon in as the third string striker up front by himself. However, we now have brought in a fourth striker as another backup option, just in case this situation rears its ugly head again. So with all of that, it leads us 9th in the table. We are 3 points off of 7th place. Not the start I'd be hoping for, but we are still unbeaten, which is something that is definitely a positive. The only other team that haven't lost are Notts County, who are top of the table, and so hopefully we can take some positives from that, even if we're not necessarily winning as many games as we'd like. Other than that, we've had a little bit more transfer business. Being down in non-league means that the transfer business never stops. So, the most important bit of transfer news is that Kane Smith has gone to Crewe for £27,500. This was a forced transfer. He came to me after Crewe came in offering £9,000. I rejected it straight away, thinking it wouldn't be a problem. And he then complained about the fact that I had blocked his big move to Crewe and that I was stunting his career. So after I tried to negotiate a reasonable fee at which I would sell him, he kicked off. It ended up being a team meeting with a couple of other players as well. I agreed that I would sell him at the next opportunity. I offered him out. Crewe came back in for £27,500. I agreed to it and reluctantly let him go. However, one thing I've just noticed, he is on the transfer list. He's also loan listed. The moment he's got... That is beautiful. I love the idea that they didn't scout him correctly and they're not happy. Either that or he is causing problems, even though he's not been there very long. Let's look at his happiness. I mean, not particularly impressed with me as a manager. I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, I'm going to scout him further. I want to find out why he's... why he's been put on the transfer list. That's really funny. But anyway, that's Kane Smith. He's gone. I don't think we'll be seeing it. I'm half tempted to give him their money back to come back to him, but to be fair, the amount of issues he caused me last season, I wasn't massively concerned about seeing the back of him. And because he forced the move, the fans can't get angry at me. In terms of ins, we've had a couple of transfers since the last episode. Adam Parks has come in. He's a 21-year-old English goalkeeper, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He has come in to be a backup to Huddard. So we've now got Huddard, Parks and Armstrong as our 3 goalkeepers. So he has come in purely as a backup. Dan Walker has been brought in on loan from Shrewsbury as an option at left back. Unfortunately, his star ratings aren't now showing as well as they were when he was first scouted, and he has been playing out there for 4 games, a 6.53, which I don't think you can quite see because it's behind my head. So if I go into the career, there we go, 6.53. He's not putting a good performance yet. As soon as Angol is healthy, because Angol has been injured among many others. So as soon as Angol is healthy, I think Angol will be going back into the side again, and we may even play Femi to start the game today against Barnet, as I need somebody who we can be a little bit more reliable, as maybe there's a bit too much pressure for a player that isn't necessarily cut out for even this level. I think at the moment, currently operating at Vanarama National North and South level. but also someone who is still very young. And then finally, Ewan Badge. Ewan Badge is a 19-year-old English striker, 2.5-star current ability, a full 5-star potential ability. He came in on a free from League One Blackpool. He actually came in on a free trial. I believe they released him during the summer. He came in as our 4th string striker. So we've now got Fagan, Colehurst, McKinnon and Badge. Ewan Badge. However, one thing I've noticed is that Fagan's now at 4-star, whereas Colehurst is at 3.5-star, which is quite surprising. And Colehurst has also lost some potential as well. So there is a good chance if Colehurst doesn't start scoring the way he was last season, that he could actually lose out to Fagan based on the star ratings. But one of the most exciting things is Ewan Badge also has the potential to be a League 2 striker in the future. So that is all the transfer news. So with that in mind, let's get into the first match of today's episode, the big derby game against Barnet. And this is the team that is going to be facing them today in a 4-2-3-1 fluid counter-attack formation. We have Huddard in goal, a back four of Femi, Fifield, Tricker and Daniel Oigoki. I try it every single time. I'm really excited. Let me know down in the comments what you think we should nickname this guy. I think we should give him a nickname. It saves me having to embarrass myself every time I try and actually pronounce his name. So that's the back four. We have McDonald and Iqbal in central midfield. Thomas, Robson and Watson are the attacking midfield three, with Colehurst back from injury up front. As I stated earlier, Colehurst has been out injured. I believe Fagan is still out injured. He's out for another 3 weeks or so with a calf strain. We've also had, obviously, the continuing injury of Ben Winter, and Angol has been out injured as well. However, I've just noticed Angol is in fact healthy again, although not fully fit, so maybe we'll put him on the bench as a backup to Femi. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say pump fists. Let's give the fans a good performance despite being the odds. All about the fans, I think, in a Barnet derby match. One thing I was going to say as well, you'll notice in this episode I'm actually now using a pop filter. This is because, especially the last couple of episodes, I've noticed I can hear myself breathing quite a lot. I can also obviously hear little spikes where I'm using P's and B's. So I thought I'd try using a pop filter to see if that makes a difference. So let me know if that does improve the audio quality, and it's something I'll continue to use going forward. But we have a highlight here. Watson with the ball. Whips it up to Colehurst by himself. Colehurst didn't need anybody else. Went himself. Hit the post. Barnet managed to clear it. But we have the first key opportunity in this match. And we have a throw in here with Femi to Thomas. To McDonald on the edge of the penalty area. Takes a shot from range into the bottom corner. Adam McDonald, the new Mr. Captain this season, steps up on the edge of the penalty area and sends the Boreham Wood fans into raptures. Thomas with the pass back across to McDonald. Didn't really have anybody in front of him. Took the shot himself right into the bottom corner to make it Boreham Wood 1, Barnet 0. And we go into half-time, as we have done in many of the games in recent weeks, 1-0 up. Expect this game to end 1-1. I mean, do you know what? If a 1-1 against Barnet, I probably would take it, if I'm honest. But in this position, we want to try and see if we can take more than that. I'm going to say, point the finger, guard against complacency, don't think the job is done, go out there, and let's see if we can try and get a massive win against Barnet to really try and kickstart our season. I'm also going to switch to a cautious mentality. I think it's probably worth it in this second half just to sit back a little bit further and make sure that we are defensively safe. But McDonald has a free kick on the edge of the penalty area into the centre. Loach reaches out and manages to collect the free kick. Big ball forward. There's no one up there. Daniel manages to collect it. Look to bring the ball forward again. Daniel puts it forward to Watson. Can Watson go past his man? He cannot. He comes inside to Robson. Back to Daniel. Now to McDonald. To Iqbal. Passing around quite nicely, but we can't find... That was an awful pass there. Iqbal, what were you doing? Hooper has the ball into the centre. Thank God for that. Luckily, his shot goes wide. Huddard comes out to try and put him off. He did enough. And Hooper luckily puts the ball wide. And Iqbal is... we are not punished for Iqbal's mistake there. Femi is struggling. Let's bring on Angol. Colhurst is also struggling today, which is disappointing, and so is Robson. Let's bring on Banj up front. I think that'll be it for the time being. See how those two get on. And we have a highlight here on 78 minutes. Tricker with the ball to Daniel, to Robson, to McDonnell. McDonnell puts it forward to Thomas. Thomas in a little bit of space, has a man on the overlap, manages to find Angol. Can Angol put the cross in? He chips it wildly to Iqbal. Iqbal from range with the shot just as wild as Angol's cross into the centre, and that comes to absolutely nothing. I'm not sure what Angol was thinking of there because he had options in the box. Loach with the goal kick out wide. Knocked forward, but Tricker manages to collect the loose ball. To Watson. To Daniel. Can we build again? Daniel with a brilliant chip forward to Badge in the penalty area. Unfortunately, the ball is cleared, but only as far as Iqbal. To Robinson, back to Iqbal. Iqbal with a pass back to Tricker. This time, luckily, he manages to find a player. To Daniel this time. To Tricker. We are passing it far too often back to our defence, and that really worries me that we're going to screw it up again. Daniel this time puts the ball through to Watson. Watson, can he get the cross in? Into the centre to Thomas. Thomas hits the crossbar. We have had two very good opportunities in the matter of minutes, but it is almost time now. I think maybe we waste a few more minutes just with another substitution. Let's take Iqbal off. Let's bring on Adebayi. Him and McDonnell have a good relationship in central midfield, and it's only going to be for the last couple of minutes anyway. And there we have it. That is absolutely brilliant. Do you know what? Defensively, we were so sound today. Huddard, Fifield, Tricker, McDonnell all played really, really, really well. Unfortunately, the attacking half of the team didn't play as well as they could have done. Maybe we could have done better, or maybe it was just that Barnet knew how to isolate our attacking players to stop them from being able to do anything. But the long-range screamer from McDonnell, Mr. Captain, is enough to give us a massive win against Barnet this early on in the season. To get a win against one of your biggest rivals is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to say outstretched arms. People had us written off today. We did really well in that game. Now let's hope we can take that momentum into the second match against Wrexham. Well, this was a little bit of an impulse transfer that turned out to be better than expected. So Alfie Lewis we have brought in on a free transfer. 21-year-old English attacking midfielder, 3.5-star current ability, a full 5-star potential ability. He comes in after having left West Ham in the summer. We didn't really necessarily need him, but he has come in as a backup option to Robson. So him, Iqbal and Lewis can all now play in that attacking midfield option up there, which pretty much means that unless something major happens, we're probably going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 for the time being. He's come in as a shallow striker as a main, but he'll be training to play advanced playmaker, the same as Robson. But he will definitely be on the bench for the next match. Well, it looks like Alfie Lewis is going to be coming in sooner than expected. Max Robson has received a hip injury through wear and tear at 18 years old. I mean, what was he doing at 18 years old to receive a hip injury that puts him out for almost 7 months? I mean, we'll have to send him to a specialist because it takes it 3 or 4 months, and at that young an age, a hip injury could be a reoccurring problem. Let's talk to him and say, focus on recovery. I'm not going to promise him anything just in case, because if Lewis has 3 months in the attacking midfield role, there's a good chance. We're hoping he'll make it his own. Well, hopefully there'll be no more forced changes before we get into the game. Here we have the second match of today's episode. And before I do anything else, we'll have to make that informed change. So we'll drop Robson out of the team, and then we will bring Lewis in for his debut. He's not even been here more than a couple of days, but he is now in the starting 11. And we'll bring Mundell in alongside Adebayi on the bench as our 2 midfield options. So this is the team that's going to be facing Wrexham today. Huddard in goal, Angol, Fifield, Tricker and Daniel are the back 4. McDonnell and Iqbal are the midfield 2. Thomas, Lewis and Williams are the attacking midfield 3. So Lewis is on a debut, and Williams has come in for Watson as he's not really provided me with the performances I'd be looking for, and QER is unfortunately yet again, as he seems to always be, away on international duty. And finally we have Banj up front. Colehurst is on the bench. I want to think that his lack of performance in the previous match was just due to the fact that he's been on injury for a little while and is not quite back into the routine of things yet. So I'm taking a little bit of a shot. I'm giving Ewan a start in this match with the option to bring on Colehurst if we need him. Right, I've told the players to keep this run of form going. This is going to be a very much a defining fixture for us. Obviously, just off the back of our win against Barnet, we want to try and get a second win on the bounce here. But Wrexham have a corner. The ball whipped into the centre. Beasley jumps up, and within 7 minutes, that dream has just completely evaporated. Huddard with a big ball forward. No one there, unfortunately. So the Wrexham get the ball back again, and now they're going to look to come forward. And the way this highlight's going is very back and forth, but Wrexham look like they're coming forward with a little bit more. I don't even know what I was trying to say there, but Wrexham have hit the crossbar. I'm blaming the fact that I'm still full with food from Christmas, that my inability to talk. But Wrexham do have a free kick here. Landolo with the free kick into the top corner. I mean, disappointingly, I kind of feel that Huddard could have done better with that. It wasn't as far in the top corner as it would be out of his reach. But whipped in. Actually, to be fair, it was pretty in the top corner. I'll give him that. But yeah, Lando gets the assist for the first goal. Scores a free kick with the second goal. I think I'm going to have to demand more from the players. We're going to have a little bit of rethink, because this is worked well against Barnet, but doesn't seem to be working against Wrexham. Although, to be fair, there's only 2 set pieces, which says to me that's what we need to be working on next week. Well, that was an awful first half. I think I'm going to be thrashing my arms. I'm far from pleased from what I've seen from this team. Let's go and have a look at the damage. So we've got Angol on a 6.3. We've got Thomas on a 6.3. We've got Badge on a... I mean, I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to bring Colehurst on. And to be honest, I'm half tempted to change Thomas as well. But unfortunately, I haven't got anybody for him. Maybe we'll push Williams forward as well, so he's a little bit further forward. So when we do try and counter-attack, at least a little bit further forward to receive any long balls. Right, well, let's hope that we can do better in this second half. Right, just as I'm going to go attacking, Daniel with the throw-in tries to find Williams, but the loose ball comes out to Iqbal, to McDonald. Can he score from range? Yes, he can! For his second goal of the season, and his second screamer in the same amount of games. He has scored twice on this episode, both from distance. If he's going to do this season, I think I am perfectly happy to keep the captaincy band on him. McDonnell, taking the game by the scruff of the neck, slams it into the top corner and gives us a lifeline in this game. I'm going to demand more from the players. Coming up to 70 minutes, we want to try and build a little bit of momentum now. But on 75 minutes, we still haven't done anything more. So, let's make a couple more changes. I mean, Thomas is on a 5.9. My God. I think even though he's having a poor game... Angol's having an awful game. It must be that left-hand side, because that left-hand side is obviously causing problems. Right, we'll drop Thomas back. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. I mean, we'll swap Angol forward. We'll bring Femi on. I'll take Thomas off because he is having an absolute mare of a game. I can't justify leaving him on the field. Lewis is having a poor game as well. Yet again, our attacking half are playing poorly, and McDonald's one of the only few actually playing well. Daniel's also everyone's having a terrible game. I think we push Iqbal forward. Let's bring on Adebayi. I think that's the best option for us at the moment. Iqbal's on a 6.7 of weirdly one of the better ratings in the team today. I'm going to pump fists. I have faith. Femi's looking anxious. He hasn't even come on the field yet, but I think he knows the pressure that he's under. Let's demand more from the players again. Let's go very attacking. And hope we can get something last couple of minutes. But on 86 minutes, Wrexham have a throw-in. In the more to Gilmore, to Davis, to the back post. Luckily, the Wrexham player manages to lose it. But Femi's clearance is awful. With Horsford into the centre, Gilmore hits the crossbar. We were almost punished there for Femi's really poor clearance. And it's still not over. Wrexham have a corner with Landolo. I presume that's Landolo, or is that Ian Dolo? It's one of the two. Whipped into the centre. Fifield manages to clear it, but only as far out as Ian Dolo. But we've managed to push him back a little bit. Can we press them back? Press them for the ball. Horsfield with a huge ball forward. Huddard manages to collect this. This highlight has been going on for a long time, so I'm hoping something comes from it. Huddard with a big ball forward, looking for Colehurst. Ball is cleared, but only as far as Fifield. Now to Tricker. Tricker all the way back to Huddard yet again. Is Huddard going to go long again? He is. Hoops it forward. Colehurst this time is past his man. Into the penalty area. Takes a shot. Hits the post. That was our opportunity there to try and get the draw. I think that's going to be it now. I don't think there's anything more that we can do. There is seconds left in this game. Let's push him forward. Let's push him forward. Let's push everyone forward. Everyone's forward. I don't think it's going to make any difference now. Let's go. Let's go route one. Why not? Doesn't make any difference, I think, at this point. Nope, there we go. If you'd have told me that we'd have got this far without losing, I would have taken that. But I was not expecting a loss off of the back of that Barnet game. I honestly thought that was going to be our momentum springboard into the season. That's not true though. My assistant manager, I don't know what my assistant manager was watching. McDonald should be self-assured because he played very well. I'm thrashing my arms. I'm far from pleased. They're all motivated, which is good. Let's hope that was a blip, because if we carry on losing, I struggle with tactics anyway, as you probably have gathered. But if we manage to beat Barnet with the same formation and tactical style that we lose against Wrexham, where are Wrexham in the table? Wrexham are below us. Football makes absolutely no sense. It really doesn't. And I've just noticed as well that Sutton have just climbed above us because of that, just to rub it in. Right, well, we'll call that a mixed emotion episode. Managed to get a win against Barnet, but then losing against Wrexham. But it is only our first loss of the season, so I'll try and take this in our stride. Right, when are we going to come back next? Now, my gut reaction was actually we've got 2 back-to-back home games and we are facing 3rd and 1st in the table. However, with trying to push forward in mind, I don't want this season to drag too much as it is our 2nd season in the Vanarama National League. So I'm going to jump forward. We're going to have Bromley, who are in 2nd. That's going to be a massive game. And Hartlepool, who lost in the playoff final last year, who are currently in 17th. That is going to be the next episode, which should be out on Saturday. Now, I don't think I mentioned this on an episode, but I did mention this on Twitter. I don't think I've ever mentioned my Twitter on an episode. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at FMPirateYT on Twitter. But I mentioned on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, I was going to be trialling doing my Friday episode on a Saturday morning to see how it goes. It gives me a little bit more time to do the episode. Well, if I'm going to be honest with myself, I'd have taken a win over Barnet and a loss over Wrexham any day of the week. So if you enjoyed that, please give the video a like. As I mentioned, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of brand new FM21 videos from my Boreham would save as they come out. And thank you very much for watching.